Welcome back. This is the 44th video in the Flow Certified Professional Online Training Series. Applying Flow to Scrum, Part A, and we're going to go through some additional ideas and slides, and we're going to also recap a couple that you've already seen previously. But sometimes repetition and rote is a good way to reinforce the learning that you've already had. So the takeaways for this, we're going to look at the manifesto for Agile software development. We'll look at the 12 principles. Flow is in full alignment with the manifesto and 12 principles. And there's a difference between project and product. We're going to look at roles once again, do a quick Scrum guide, review, another look at accountability and commitment. We're going to look at Scrum framework, and I'm going to show you again how to apply the 4D model to the Scrum framework, and we're going to revisit vision. We're uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. And through this work, we have come to value individuals' interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. You guys are familiar with this, or at least you should be. Now, it's the 12 principles that people probably aren't as familiar with, like welcoming changing requirements even late in development, developing or delivering working software frequently. So we talk about product, service, or results in increments. Business people and developers must work together daily, build the projects around motivated individuals, and the most efficient method of conveying information to and within a development team is face-to-face. That's why we really like doing flow training live face-to-face, but with the current circumstances, we're not going to be able to do that. Working software is the primary measure of progress. By the way, I've got a flow manifesto out there. If you look up my blog posts, you can go to my website, go to blogs, choose the Andrew Coleman at wordpress.com blog post, and there you'll see an updated version of the flow manifesto. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, some of these are missing, but that's okay. The difference between a project and a product, service or result or a process, are that a project has a clear start and end date. Technically, every sprint is a project because it has a clear start, clear end, whether it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks, and it has a defined set of work. Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. And that was the source of that was page 5, already back in 2008, of the project management body of knowledge. And so I know the Agilists, they just talk about product, but I really like the idea of including product, service, and result in this. Okay. So anyways, the main thing is that a product, service, process, result, they can go for a lot longer, and it might require production, operations, and support, and things like that. And the product life cycle from cradle to grave, when you look at that from a marketing perspective, it's way longer than a project. You have to align the roles through all 4 lenses, and people need to understand that the Scrum roles don't cover all the bases. That's just simply how it is. That's why I have Agile Coach in yellow and Enterprise Flow Coach in blue here in the middle, because these are designed to be able to have the business acumen and the political skill to deal with program managers, line managers, business owners, programs, processes, portfolio managers, senior managers, executive management, and C-level. better have some chops and you better be able to understand that the political half of it is a blood sport. We've talked about that, but I just want to remind you of that as we're going through this. In the Scrum Guide, if you look at that 17-page guide, there's 3 roles, 5 events, 3 artifacts, and the definition of done. Do you guys remember what those are? Well, I'll help you out. The 3 roles are the product owner, scrum master, and team. The 5 events are the sprint planning, the daily scrum, the review, or demo as it used to be called, and the retrospective. The artifacts that are produced are your product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the increment of the potentially shippable product, service, or result. The definition of done needs to be agreed to by the team. That is, that they have a shared understanding. And remember, in the 4D models, define, distill, agreement, that's a shared understanding, and then you can deliver, and then you can drive via retrospective and so on. Wanted to show you once again the how to break the inform act curve, and this is more the original picture where we just use the first 3 Ds, where we define, distill, and deliver. Okay. And if you don't get understanding, if you don't distill agreement, if you don't distill and get commitment, get the money, you're not going to be able to deliver. And then the feedback loop is the drive. And that's how you break the inform act cycle. And this has been out there for a long time. And it's the real conversation that matters. And the teams commit to delivering the sprint goals and the product backlog items included in the sprint. That's why the goals are really important for each sprint. More important than points. So the recap for this is there's the manifesto for Agile software development. You could just take out the word software and call it product development. I have the flow manifesto out on my blog post. You can take a look at that. One of my favorite principles is maximizing the amount of work not done. That is so lean and theories of constraints oriented that it's just beautiful. And that's the whole point of helping the teams go faster and faster. We looked at the difference between product and project, and we looked at the roles once more, and we looked at the accountability, the inform act cycle. So primarily we're showing you that we're in alignment with the Agile Manifesto. I don't know if people have been out there saying that we're not, but I just want to make sure that everyone knows that we are. And the duplicatable results are the same for all other methods and frameworks, since Flow is a leadership framework that's methodology agnostic, sitting above them all, and it helps you get what you're doing done at the team and individual level done more quickly. You want to use the 4D model to mitigate the inform act cycle in which many organizations get trapped.